Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. Today we're talking about some flood map changes coming to Baltimore, Maryland on June 16, 2021. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. Can you fight it? What are your flood insurance options in these areas? Let's start with the good. These are going to be areas that might be moved from a high-risk flood zone like an AE to an X. So you're going from maybe a mandatory to non-mandatory. Now it's important to understand you should still carry flood insurance in these areas, as about 30% of flood insurance claims come out of the non-required or non-mandatory areas. Now the bad might be areas that you're going from like a flood zone AA to an AE. So maybe you're going from moderate risk to a high risk. The ugly could be things where you're going from already a high risk to a higher risk. So that's the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to these changes. Now, can you fight these changes? Absolutely. We help people with that every day here at the Flood Insurance Guru through a process called Letter of Map Amendment, where we can show FEMA maybe they've got you in a high-risk flood zone and you should be in a low-risk flood zone. Or maybe you're in the highest zone and you should be a moderate. Could be a big difference on flood insurance premiums. So with all these changes happening, what are your flood insurance options? Well, you've got the National Flood Insurance Program and you got private flood insurance. Now with the National Flood Insurance Program, if you're being moved from a low risk to a high risk, it's important that you understand what's called a newly mapped policy with the National Flood Insurance Program, where there's a one-day wait period. There's a special rating system for these type of policies. We see people overcharged for this every day, and it's something you want to pay attention to. Then you've got private flood insurance, which are private carriers available in the Baltimore area. Now, these could give you a big savings. They could give you coverages that are not available with the National Flood Insurance Program. Because remember, on residential, as we shoot this video, residential buildings only go up to $250,000 with the National Flood Insurance Program. As you can imagine, in Baltimore, that might not go very far. So that's all these changes. That's what your flood insurance options are and how you can fight it. So if you've got questions about all these types of things happening in Baltimore, click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. Remember, we have an educational background in flood mitigation, which means we can help you understand flood risks like this one right here. Your flood insurance and mitigating your property long term. Thank you.